Hello, friends. I've wanted to make this particular video about distractions and how some thoughts that don't feel good they feel like distractions, because some other words that go with the word distraction is disorder, commotion, preoccupation, agitation, interruption, diversion, disturbance, confusion, complication, interference, frustration, turbulence, violence. These are all words that are related to the word distraction. And I've been thinking about how unwanted thoughts, to me, feel like distractions, because they're distracting me from the truth of who I am, right? And how I want to feel. And they bring with them feelings and then thoughts. And those thoughts become stories or narratives that kind of justify why I'm distracted with it, whatever that it is, concerning a person, a situation, right? So I've been thinking about distraction versus how I want to feel, which is calm, order, peace, and a state of satisfaction for me comes from being calm, And so words that are grouped with satisfaction or to be satisfied is to be enough, ease, contentment, delight, enjoyment, fulfillment, happiness, joy, pleasure, relief, well-being, bliss, cheerfulness, refreshment, contentedness, gladness, good fortune, right? And those, to me, satisfaction is soothing, right? It's solace. It's a softening. It's a reunion, really, of me coming back to who I am in the truth and the knowledge of what is wanted, which is I want the truth of me, the beingness of me, to be prevalent, to be dominant in my life. That's how I want to feel. And because it's how I want to feel, it brings with it all the things that are connected to it. And those things don't feel like distractions. To me, satisfaction, and all the words that I love words, by the way, but to be enough, to feel like I'm enough, to know that I'm enough, that brings a sense of ease and calm and satisfaction with it. To wake up and delight in the day and its unfolding, regardless of whatever comes my way, knowing that I can bring cheerfulness with me, that I can always be able to choose how I'm showing up. Almost like a resolution in how I choose to respond to anything. I am resolute in choosing myself versus choosing a distraction. I know that distractions are only going to bring me trouble. They're only going to bring me dis-ease, right? And frustration, and or whatever, any of the words that I listed off. None of them sound fun or enjoyable or feel like what I want to be putting in the generous present moment of my now, you know? I don't want to be disturbed, you know? I don't need to feel confusion. I certainly don't need any complication or interference or agitation or any of those things that distractions bring. So I have decided that I am the creator of the distractions, and I can now create the solution to the distraction, any distraction that comes along. And it's a little game I call Butterfly. That's right. When a distraction comes along, I turn it into a butterfly and I watch it fly around and do what it does, which is it flits about to and fro, and then it inevitably flies away. And you know, when I'm watching actual butterflies, they don't bother me. I rather enjoy butterflies. I enjoy the distraction that they offer, you know, because they're beautiful. But some of them come with raggedy wings. Sometimes they're missing parts of their wing. Sometimes you can see that butterfly has had some major life experience, but it's still doing its thing, going from flower to flower, flying around. Sometimes I'll just look up in the sky and I'll see a butterfly just way up high, and I'll just be like, what are you doing, butterfly? Butterfly is just being free. It's just doing what it wants to do. It has its own agenda, right? And sometimes I'll see butterflies playing and chasing each other around. Well, at least I think they're playing. I don't really know what they're doing. But I decided that instead of having a visceral, physical reaction to something unwanted, right? Because I'm saying something unwanted is a distraction. I'm now just imagining that all distractions are butterflies. And that takes away the urge to give it more attention than it even requires. And when I view it like that, I let myself off the hook, for one thing, and I don't have to judge it. I don't go around judging butterflies. I don't go around critiquing actual butterflies and be like, what are you doing? You have no right, butterfly. What makes you think you can just fly around wherever you want, to whatever flower? I mean, it's a way to bust out of the programming, right, of the things that we usually attach to anything outside of ourselves. And that's when they become sticky thoughts. And that's when the momentum creates more because of the attention that we're giving it. And then we'll have more experiences that are unwanted, basically, which is not really what I want. So why continue that when I know what it will bring, more of what's unwanted? So distractions are butterflies, and I can go within to my hidden world, and I can revise anything into what I want it to be. I don't have to keep telling the same story over and over and over again about what is unwanted, tempting, and I've done it, and I don't like the way it feels. I don't like the way I feel when I'm doing that. Sometimes I feel compelled to do it anyways, but it's becoming less and less of a focus for me to engage in the telling of unwanted things. And I'm finding that is creating more space for me to say or tell what it is that I do want. And when I say what I want, when I focus on what I want, it's building the momentum for me to be in that generous present moment, breathing in what feels good and what feels natural, right? I've come to a place where I recognize really fairly quickly when I'm giving myself over to the unwanted. And I always know it by how I feel. In my physical body, it's almost instantaneous for me. I don't feel good in that focus. And sometimes I really have to I have to jar myself out of going down that focus or that perspective or the program of giving my attention to what's unwanted. So, and that brings me to part 6 of Edward Art's Supply, and it's labeled Honey in his series. And I just love this quote. It's from the Bible, evidently. Psalm 119, 103, which is, "How sweet are your words to my taste. Yes, sweeter than honey to my mouth." I keep coming back to that over and over. Every time the words and the feelings in my head want to be sour and bitter and icky, right? I say to myself, I want my words and my thoughts to be sweeter than honey to my mouth, because why would you want to poison yourself with anything else? It's not enjoyable to roll unpleasant, rotting thoughts around in your mouth and spit them out like poison. These are my words. The mind, it can be a prison or a paradise. It can offer bondage or liberation. You are the creator, right? You are the creator of ease or dis-ease. And I mean, if you are the creator of what you're choosing to experience, it all begins and ends with you. And I have to, personally, I have to remember this. I have to remind myself this quite often, because the temptation to be distracted is strong at times. But I don't feel like it overpowers me. I don't feel like it runs me. Maybe the old me had patterns and programming that where it felt difficult, right, to snap out of certain focus, or snap my attention out of something unwanted. I can do it much faster now. And recently, I've had the opportunity to really delve into more clarity to help me feel like I'm establishing a solid foundation for my attention and my focus. And, I'm not ashamed to say that there are times when I am really distracted by things that seem like they're outside of me. Because I think that's how we grow and how we find our way, right? None of us would be seeking any kind of wisdom to help ourselves with if we already had it down. If we just came into this world, maybe we mostly do come into this world knowing who we are, and then things happen, and then we forget or we take on other programming. But I don't worry about that so much. I just focus on what am I doing right now? What do I want? Is it feeling, am I feeling satisfied? And if I'm not, am I willing to revise it? Because the more attention I give to a willingness to revise something that's not sitting right with me, the faster I feel better, but the faster resolution or resolve for whatever that is. And the longer I give my attention to the distraction and all the things that will immediately come with it, the longer I suffer, the longer I stew, the longer I sit in dis-ease and dissatisfaction, and I'm becoming really intolerant of feeling like that. It's not good enough for me. It's not good enough for me to be miserable. And I'm 100% empowered and able to be the only one to really do anything about it immediately, right? I don't have to wait on anybody. I don't have to I don't have to really search or seek a holy grail to know the meaning of life, to be able to feel better. It just really kind of begins in the moment that I ask myself, how do you want to feel? What do you want? And the list of words that I read off about, I want to be satisfied, I want to feel satisfied. The state of satisfaction comes from knowing who I am and what I want and how I want to feel. Satisfaction brings with it all of those words and what they symbolize. But more importantly, these words symbolize how I choose to feel, right? Well-being, relief, pleasure, joy, happiness. They may just seem like words, but they bring with them the experience and the feeling that I'm after. That not only am I after it, it's what I am. I am contentment. I am enough. I am ease. I am relief. I am relief to myself when I choose to be, right? I am bliss. I am cheerfulness. I know what I am when I'm satisfied and when I am choosing satisfaction. And I also know what I am when I'm distracted. I know what I am when I'm disturbed, or any of those words that went with distraction. So that is good news, and I wanted to share that with you, that we don't really have to spend a huge amount of time being distracted, especially if you're willing to turn those distractions into, for me, it's butterflies, right? It's just quick and easy. Poof, you're a butterfly. You're a butterfly now. Whee! Butterflies are going to do what butterflies do, and they're just going to flit away. And I'm going to be satisfied, and I'm going to give all of my attention and my focus towards what satisfaction means to me, because I deserve to be satisfied. I deserve to feel good because I know who I am. I know what I want, right? And so I'll end it with a little bit more from the Edward Art, part 6 of Honey. So, how sweet are your words to my taste, right? Edward goes on to say that little part needs to be repeated until it clicks, because it is the shift that brings you power and freedom, the catalyst that opens your mind to feeling and doing whatever you want in it. In that feeling is where you come alive and where you know who you are. And then you can operate from that beingness, because feeling it's not just a state of mind. It's who you are. It's the beingness of you. To be as sweet as honey is who you are. So, the feeling being that I can feel whatever I want in my mind, this is the core truth of your inner beingness. This is the core truth of you, of me, of the I am. And to get in a comfortable feeling way about the truth of you just takes you coming back to that focus and giving your attention to that over and over and over as many times as you need until it begins to click, and then you are operating from that truth of yourself. And it doesn't then feel like you're faking it or it's a stranger to you, right? Your inner beingness is so you. It's who we are, it's what we are. And all that programming, those are lies that fall away the more you become familiar and reunited with yourself. So I think that comes through feeling satisfied and giving your attention to everything that is connected to satisfaction, and to give less and less attention to distractions, because that's where you will find relief, and that's how you will open up and literally begin to channel the truth of you from the inner beingness of you, and will radiate out into this 3D world, right? And it alters everything in your life experience when that happens. And it will transform your life if you let it, right? And that's what all these conversations are about, is to allow it to transform your experience. Yep, that's the art of beingness. Being the beingness that you are, okay? So, thank you for letting me share this with you. I hope that you enjoyed me talking to you and getting all wordy with you, because I do love words. And I really appreciate you. And thank you for sharing this space with me in this present moment. Is so generous and so satisfying, right? I love sharing this generous present moment with you. And I hope you have a beautiful day, evening, morning, wherever you are in this world. I hope it's incredibly beautiful for you as it unfolds. And I will talk to you soon, because I keep having things to talk to you about, because I keep talking to myself about what I want. So, much love.